When Leave It to Beaver first aired in 1957, it continued the I Love Lucy trend of situation comedy. However, while I Love Lucy challenged traditional female gender roles with Lucy's rebellion against the middle-class mold, Leave It to Beaver only embraced them. June Cleaver was a woman looking back to the past. The show was a vision of middle-class suburban America, with the father as the breadwinner and the mother who loved her children and never raised her voice. Despite the attempted situation comedy, the show was not actually all that funny and paled in comparison to the slapstick comedy of the earlier golden age of television. According to Susan Douglas, now we saw harmonious nuclear families and wasp-waisted women, perfectly coiffed moms who never lost their tempers. June Cleaver was not a model of the average woman, one who you might pass on the street. She was glorified and glamorous in her work at home and always had a smile on while doing it. Her beauty was not played down as Lucy's had been. She was an example of the idealized mothers of this time, pearl-clad moms who loved to vacuum in high heels. Unfortunately, this secure family unit was not an example of the time, and thus the show never reached the popularity that it achieved in the years after its airing. Almost a decade later and into today, Leave It to Beaver earned the reputation as a depiction of a goody-two-shoes family that was practically perfect in the eyes of society. And for this, it gained great favor among the baby boom generation in its nostalgia and reverence for the social stability of the past. With this show and the others of its time, Douglas contends that television and the media had achieved their final containment of women. While the I Love Lucy show and its contemporaries challenged the traditional roles and used slapstick to bring up the great issue of the gender roles in society, shows like Leave It to Beaver quickly quelled this revolution. Gags and slapstick were replaced by laugh-track buttress comedies about the process of raising children, in which fathers came into their own as authorities. While on television, this idea of a woman in the home and a man at work functioned, in reality, society was changing as more and more women left the domestic sphere in search of jobs. In the end, Leave It to Beaver was a show devoted to regression in terms of the role of women. June Cleaver was famous for making housework look easy and being happy about her designated place in the home. While at the time the show was on television, it was unpopular, the baby boomer generation was able to look back on it with a fondness and nostalgia that led to its revival in the late 1970s.